You know, we had to bring y'all in and Altadena Talk style. Once again, I'm Brian Bacchus. You're not.
I'm Jamal Smith.
And I'm Toni. What am I? Toni Bailey? Toni Raines. And y'all ain't.
See, Toni Toinette. What's that?
Right?
Did that start again?
You said Toni Toinette.
Right, we're trying to figure it out. Are you doing that?
What?
The song keeps starting.
It's playing in the background.
No, I keep hearing the intro. It keeps popping in.
No, I'm not playing that.
You hear it?
I do. I hear it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. Let me turn the music off.
No, it's not the music.
You still hear
it? It just keeps coming in out of nowhere, like it's still trying to finish.
Off now.
No, it is. It'll pop back up there.
Okay.
That's weird.
It is.
See. I guess it's got to finish. Look, we're having some malfunction technical difficulties today that are not our fault. It's the platform, so it's glitching. I'm going to have to call them about that. Hey, man, your platform messing up my show.
You need to fix it.
Okay, we're going to go right into the slides to get ourselves out of here.
No doubt.
There we go. Wait,
real quick.
Let it finish. It's almost there.
I can't even hear it.
Can you hear it, Toni? Yeah, there it is. Now it's done. It kept coming in and going out and coming in.
It's still playing on my end.
Is it?
I got our regular music playing on our end.
Yeah, our regular music playing, but the logo music kept popping in. No. Anyway, we're done. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves up.
All right. Well, I'll jump into the slides real quick. Let me do this banner. Let me do this real quick. All righty. So we got the Eden, the fires, the crucial dates. We only got 3 left. Obviously, American Red Cross has expired. So we got the FEMA registration, SBA registration, as well as the right of entry registration. Those deadlines are the 31st of March. I'm gonna go fast today. I got a lot of slides. I found some quite a bit of info. Disaster relief claim assistance on Wednesdays from 9 to 1. Fridays from 1 to 5 at Jackie Robinson Community Center, 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena. The Disaster Recovery Center at 540 West Woodbury Road in Altadena. They're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. And then the Permit Center, just right next door pretty much at 464 West Woodbury Road, Suite 210 in Altadena. They're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Also on Saturdays from 8 to 1 p.m. What's that? Okay. There is an Altadena Town Council meeting, which will be tomorrow, March 18th. And you can actually watch it live at youtube.com/@Pasadena Media TV. There'll be public comments, and you can submit those by 12 p.m. On March 18th. And these can be sent to public comment at AltadenaTownCouncil.org. And this is actually today. My bad. It's today, March 18th at 7 p.m. So you can submit your comments up until noon today. There's also going to be a Zoom call. It's called Hidden Disaster Aid, what most survivors don't know. Get the funds you're owed before March 31st deadline. They're basically going to allow you to learn a little bit of information about the FEMA grants, the SBA loans, as personal loans, as well as the SBA business loans. If you scan the QR code, you can actually secure your spot. This is going to be on Thursday, March 20th from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. And again, this is a Zoom call. Sunday, March 16th. Or you know what? This is bad. Sorry, bad one. I didn't take it out. Welcome back to the Altadena Library. So join us for a day of community and family fun as we reconnect with our friends and neighbors, featuring LeVar Burton reading The Rhino Who Swallowed a Storm. This is going to be music, food, games, and more. Saturday, March 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The reading will be at 11 a.m. It's going to be at Altadena Library at 600 East Mariposa Street in Altadena. Shout out to the Altadena Library. As Brian had mentioned yesterday, they have been kind of giving us some support and sharing our material. So we're glad to be able to do the same for you and for the community, because I know they like the Altadena Library. Every Saturday in April, come on and join and celebrate Earth Day by helping Altadena Community Green and reopen Loma Alta Park, where you come out and volunteer. You can actually help by planting trees, landscaping, painting murals and sidewalks. And with your help, Loma Alta Park will be the first public park to reopen for Altadena Community after the devastating Eaton fires. I did read in the Star News that they're shooting for May 10th to be the days the day it actually reopens. Now, this again will be every Saturday in April from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And to register, you can go ahead and scan the QR code or type in the bit.ly link. And you can also email AltadenaParks at parks.lacounty.gov for more information. Dena Relief Drive. We were pleased to see that they started this up again based on their donations. They were able to continue this. So it's going to be every single Saturday. It's going to be at Pasadena Church at 425 Sierra Madre Villa Avenue in Pasadena. They're going to give out many different supplies for everyone. And they do need volunteers. So if you're open to doing so, please go ahead and scan the QR code. Taco Tuesdays. It began last Tuesday and will continue until April 1st. In the Food for Less parking lot, Taco Bell will be there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. with their truck, 1329 North Lake Avenue in Pasadena. And for Altadena Eaton Fire survivors, we are out here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is at Fair Oaks Burgers. What's up? Oh, okay. They're going to actually have hot foods, snacks, clothes, shoes, jewelry, mini hygiene kits, face masks, and more. Proof of residency will be required, and additional resources will vary each week. This is going to be at Fair Oaks Burgers at 2560 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Altadena.
Come support, because I know that owner personally.
Yeah, they've been doing stuff nonstop too.
Mm-hmm.
Also today, there's going to be a community meeting regarding property tax relief for fire victims. It's going to be 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Jackie Robinson Community Center, 1020 North Fair Oaks Avenue in Pasadena. Join LA County Assessor Jeff Prang at the Jackie Robinson Center for a community information session on disaster tax relief programs, property scams, and fraud prevention programs, and more. The meeting will be streamed in English at bit.ly, bit.ly/J, all capital JRCCC. I'm sorry, JRCC, and then capital C for community, and then capital M, and then meeting.
I don't know why they do that. They should have put it all lowercase, because people are going to look at that and type it in lowercase, never going to get to it.
Yeah, it looks very confusing, and that's super case sensitive, right? Bitly's.
Yeah.
More information, you can call 626-744-7300. I did this one already. Sorry about that. So activate for Altadena's Soulful Brunch this Saturday, March 22nd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eat, Pray, Restore at Pasadena Church Distribution Drive. Join us as they serve the community of Altadena impacted by the Eaton fires with hot, fresh meals. Food provided by Whole Foods, Food Cycle LA, Costco, and Trader Joe's. This will be at Pasadena Church East Campus at 425 Sierra Madre Villa Avenue. The current needs are water, gift cards, gas cards, hygiene kits, cooked food, monetary donations. And if you want to donate, there's a QR code on the bottom left. And if you want to RSVP, there's a QR code on the bottom right. There's an Eaton Fire Relief. You can actually donate basically all week starting today through the 21st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're only accepting the following donations. Those are cleaning products, personal care and hygiene products, baby diapers, and wipes. No clothing at this time. Now, the distribution will actually happen on Saturday, March 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. They will be checking ideas for affected zip codes, and this will be at 149 South Madison Avenue in Pasadena. Hold on one second. See you later. Drive safely. Okay. Sorry, my mother-in-law stopped by and she's going back to Vegas.
It's an Altadena thing, brother.
It's an Altadena thing. Oh, goodness. I keep doing this twice. All right, the Los Angeles County Youth Commission's 5th District Healing Session is also going to be Saturday, March 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is for mental health and entertainment. There is going to be at Pasadena City College Gravelling Lounge at 1570 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. You can scan the QR code to actually register. And I apologize, I didn't make a bit.ly link for that one. Here's one. It's a cluttered slide, but it's basically for online journaling workshop. I didn't like the first one that I had, but it's basically allowing you to reflect, learn, and grow as we navigate the complexities of our diverse identities, and allowing you to do so via journaling. It's a workshop. It's donation only. The community members directly affected by the Eaton fire, they get to attend for free with a community care pass. It's 100% of all the proceeds will go directly to the displaced families, local businesses, and houses of worship affected by the Eaton Canyon fire. And you can actually go to AltadenaTalks.org/online journaling. And this is actually going to be on Sunday, March 23rd at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And again, it's a donation-based event. Go ahead and register at that link. It'll take you to Eventbrite, very similar to a lot of these other functions, in which case you can actually donate. The tickets are free, but you can make a donation. I think this will be helpful because we have mentioned journaling in the past, and this might be a good workshop for you. This one, we did verify that this is legit. It does look a little funny. But Paris Hilton, in association with the Pasadena's Women's Center, which is connected to PCC's, I forget the name of the department, they're actually awarding $25,000 to 11 different women-owned businesses impacted by the LA fires. If you happen to know of any women-owned businesses, please share this link. The link that's in here, the bit.ly/4 lowercase k, capital E, lowercase x, number 7, capital H, and the number 4 does go directly to the proper page. And they are accepting applications all the way up until this Friday, the 21st at 5 p.m. The Wildfire Recovery and Rebuild Conference will be Saturday, March 29th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be at the Hilton in Pasadena at 168 South Los Robles in Pasadena. You can learn about opt-in assistance, banking and mortgage information, property tax and assessment, insurance, legal considerations, and engaging with an architect and contractor. You can register by scanning the QR code at the bottom or go to lasentinel.net and there will be a link there for you to register.
That's funny because that's on the same day as the other one we announced. So I guess you'll be splitting your time between the two.
Yep, two totally different groups doing two totally different things, right? So this is the one you were referring to. So the folks at First Choice Design and Development want to help you start rebuild. So join them on Saturday, March 29th at 87 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You're going to be able to get answers on planning, permitting, WUI compliance, and more. If you sign up at the event, you can receive their Rebuild the Neighborhood Building Bundle, which includes a 5K solar system. You can register by scanning the QR code in the bottom right. Still got a few more. Sorry, guys. The Dina family reunion. This is going to be at the Octavia E. Butler Magnet Middle School at 1505 North Marengo Avenue in Pasadena. This is going to be Saturday, April 5th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be sports games, food, vendors, music, and more. So again, one of these things kind of get you off get your mind off of all the seriousness, and you can actually come out and have some fun.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is that inside of Washington Middle School, or is that a separate structure? Because I have never seen it.
That's it.
That's it. They changed the name.
They changed the name.
Oh, so it's no longer Washington.
Nope.
No, it's Octavia Butler.
Oh, I didn't even know. I was like, that looks strangely familiar to the address at Washington.
Right. I found this as well. Now, it's not local, but it is for folks who were impacted. It's both for the heroes as well as survivors. The Heart Touch Project invites wildfire survivors and firefighters to experience a moment of healing, recovery, and comfort. It's a 45-minute professional massage session tailored to your needs, complimentary care package with essential self-care and recovery items, and a peaceful and welcoming environment. It's Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is going to be through September at 3400 Airport Avenue, Suite 55 in Santa Monica. For the survivors, you've gone through so much. Let us help you find a moment of peace as you navigate your recovery. There's a QR code for you to scan, and there's also a couple other ways you can reach out to them at 310-391-2558 or via email at admin@hearttouch.org.
Leave it there real quick. I want to see if I can scan the thing.
Okay.
Oh, it works too. But you know I'm taking advantage of that on Sunday.
I know that's right.
I need a massage so bad.
Hey, I know about that. And I got to fix my dang camera. I can't believe it keeps doing this. Union Station Homeless Services, they have the Wednesday care pickup from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can get hygiene kits with toiletries, deodorants, razors, menstrual products, toothpaste, and toothbrushes, new bedding, towels, and clothing, full-size body wash bars, soaps, shampoos, and conditioners, shelf-stable foods and snacks and sack lunches, baby items such as diapers, wipes, and formulas, and assorted gift cards. This is at 412 South Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. For more information, you can email at eatonfire@ushs.org. And yes, we thank them for their continued support.
Oh, wait, before you leave from there, there's one more additional. Call me when I'm in the middle of the thing. Don't call me. Oh, it's Mike Jenkins. I got to call you back, Mike Jenkins.
Jenkins.
You need do not disturb, huh?
Well, I could turn it off, but then it won't ring, and if my clients call, I'll be in trouble. So not only does Gordy's Garage do the World Central Kitchen at 4 p.m. to 8 a.m., but there's also another spot called Iglesia del Nazareno. Did you put that?
Oh, you want me to go? Stay on this one.
Yeah. So that one is the same Monday through Saturday from 4 to 7 at 3541 Brandon Street.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that on their site.
Okay. So the World Central Kitchen, again, they're serving hot meals. They have portable water stations and also farmers markets at the spot that Brian just mentioned. In addition, I'll add that to the slide. But in addition to Gordy's Garage parking lot at 843 West Woodbury Road in Altadena, and Pasadena Sierra Madre YMCA at 611 East Sierra Madre Boulevard in Sierra Madre. I believe all locations are open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then again reopen from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And with that, I will conclude with the slides and we'll turn it over to Toni for Toni Talks.
And by the way, I just booked my massage for Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Look at you.
Good for you. Good for you.
Making sure y'all know that it works.
Hey, so I'm going to talk about 3 things today. And the first one that I found out from my mother, and I think is very important because she watches the show. And even if she doesn't watch it live, her and my dad go back and watch it, and they'd be like, "Oh,
that's cool.
we saw you talked about this." Oh, so she literally had a phone call last week with her insurance, which is USAA. We all have USAA, and she was like, "Oh, this is really important information," and sent me like this new policy. So a lot of people that I've spoken to in the last few days or week have said that either they've gotten money back for their policy, or their insurance has said, okay, since you no longer have a structure, right, we can't keep charging you insurance for that structure that's no longer there. So we'll remove the insurance on the structure, and instead you get this other, it presents like a rental policy though, which is weird, but it's actually called a homeowner's contractor's risk insurance. And Jamal, do you have that to display?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up right now.
I redacted like my parents' information, I think, but it's a policy that covers your lot, your land, and especially during the rebuild, it covers any tradesperson that would be on your lot to rebuild your house, whether you do it as a, ADU, mobile home, whatever kind of build you have, it will cover you, so that if someone that's a tradesperson is on your lot and gets injured, then you have insurance. So it acts as like a workers' comp insurance, but it's a risk insurance for the homeowner. So she did this with USAA last week when they were talking. And even though contractors or your builders, whoever, have liability insurance and they have their bond, that still doesn't protect you. Not that one. Yeah, that one. Still doesn't protect you as the homeowner from somebody later trying to have a lien against you or saying, hey, I got hurt or anything like that. So she sent me this and was like, you could show this as a sample of what they got. This is, I think, theirs, but she said show it as an example or a sample. So if you see it says rental property insurance quote, obviously your empty lot is not rental property, but I believe that's the way, just the way that they had to bring it or put it in the system, right? But it's a but it's a it presents as that, a rental property insurance quote. But basically this is what would cover anyone. So the monthly premium is $46.50 for them. The annual premium is $558 if they break it up, but these are what they could do, right? And the description of the coverages covers $449 for the dwelling. Other structures like the garage is $44.9. Personal liability for each occurrence. So if a tradesperson gets hurt, it would cover up to $300,000. Medical payments to others $5,000, and all perils $2,000. And then their earthquake insurance information is on there as well. But this is what she sent me, saying this is what USAA gave her. And it's basically called a homeowner's, what did I say? Homeowners contractors risk insurance is what I believe it's called. And again, it basically acts as though it's a workers' comp insurance, but for the homeowner. So if anyone does get hurt, they're covered outside of what the builder or contractor may have for their own bond or liability insurance. So I thought that was really important because, and I told her, thank you for letting, me know and to have it on the show today, because a lot of people may not know that to have an additional layer of protection for themselves, talk to your insurance company and say, hey, since I have to rebuild, when I start rebuilding, what can I do to make sure that if any of these contractors get hurt, I think my mother's watching, builder's risk insurance, right? See, she just texted me because she's watching today to make sure I say it right. I had it as homeowners contractors risk insurance, but it's builder's risk insurance. Thanks, Mom. So the builder's risk insurance policy you can get now, so that as they begin to rebuild your home, anybody that's there, and I would venture to say, even though your lot may not be cleared, thanks, Brian, that it's not a bad idea to get it now, because contractors from Army Corps of Engineers are going to be on your property clearing your lot. And if they get hurt by their own doing, still you would be covered because you have this policy that covers you for anybody that's going to be on your lot doing anything. So that just popped in my head. But I would think that it would also cover that, because my mom said it covers anybody that, you know, happens to be on your lot doing any kind of work on your lot. So that might be beneficial for people to look into and call their insurance companies and say, hey, you know I don't have my structure and I might not have to pay for the structure anymore. I don't know what's happening with, you know, insurance covering the lot itself, but can I possibly get builder's risk insurance to protect me? Because I would hate for anybody in Altadena who has lost everything or is displaced because half of their house is standing, or they have smoke damage and they're not there, and they've got to have somebody come in to clean, to detox their home or whatever, and then someone get hurt on your lot while you're there on your property, and then they turn around and put a lien and try to sue you. Like, that is the last thing anybody in Altadena needs. And it would be more than evil for anybody to do it, but we know our society and people will do whatever they can for a buck, right? So you may want to even call your insurance companies and say, hey, is this something that I can get the builder's risk insurance, so that when the builders are there, or even these contractors from Army Corps of Engineers are there, and I would assume that Army Corps would take responsibility, but, you know, assuming we know what that is, making a what out of you and me, just the fact that, like, you know, we can't necessarily always trust people. So if you want to have just an additional layer of protection for yourself, call your insurance companies and see if that's something that they offer, and see if it's a policy that you can get now instead of paying for your full policy that, you know, because your structure is not there. Because I just think everybody would probably feel a lot better and sleep better if they knew they were covered, because somebody is going to be on their lot and potentially could get hurt and try to come after them.
Yeah, this is a great resource. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people didn't even know about it.
Thank you, girl. Let me see.
And both of these docs will be on our website under the forms page after the show.
Oh, so you know what? My mom just texted me, said it only goes in effect when you start your rebuild. And as soon as the appliances are installed, it changes back to the homeowner's insurance. So it's from the time they start to rebuild. But I wonder, Mom, if it would cover Army Corps or whatever too, because they're still on your property doing. I'm just going to tell people, call your insurance company and find out, because if it covers from the rebuild, what about when they're doing the excavating and all that kind of stuff, right? Because still, if somebody's hurt on your lot, you know, who knows? But either way, my mother just texted me and said it goes into effect. Like, when you get it, you start paying it, but it goes into effect. But see, if you start paying it now and they don't bill for a few more months, I think they would cover even Army Corps. That's my brain. Doesn't mean that it's right, but that if anybody is on your lot doing any kind of construction, and for them to clear the lot and take the slab and all that, they're doing some construction. So my brain would say it should cover that too, but maybe it doesn't. Call your insurance, find out. And if it does, if it doesn't start until they start the rebuild, it goes through, for at least USAA, what they told my mother, it starts at the point of rebuild to when the appliances are installed. After that, I guess it's considered a home again. So even though you may not have the keys, may not have final sign off and approval to occupy, but it's considered your home again. And then it switches back over to your homeowner's insurance. So, so that's just, a really good resource and information for people to have. So that I wanted to speak about and give some, additional insight and resource for that, because if people don't know, they could just be relying on only the Brian, what are you doing? Oh,
that's not me.
That was
your mom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be, what if somebody does get hurt when they start to rebuild, and then you think that the insurance that the builder has covers it, but there apparently could be some gap that you would not be covered. So I would hate for that to happen. The other thing, we had the town hall a couple Saturdays ago, and So now I have a Slack channel with all the builders from the town hall that, are moving forward to help really rebuild within the group. And in our Slack yesterday, Allison Elaine, who a lot of people were like, I really want to get in touch with her. And some have, but in our builders Slack channel, I had posted something about fees because I saw on, I think, the Altadena.com page that this Altadenian posted some images of the response. So when you submit, or your builder submits your plans to the county, they're going to come back and either say, yeah, your plans are good, here's your permit, these are your fees, go on and go forward. Or they're going to come back and say, yeah, that doesn't work. You need to do A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? And one of the things that, hold on, I'm just looking through, I'm trying to close some browser windows, I'm sorry. One of the things that this particular gentleman got back, and this came from a man named Nathan M. Merrick. He has a JD, but he's the principal planner for the disaster recovery team for LA County. So him and one of the other, the Altadena expert, they literally have an Altadena expert. So when the plans come in, I guess it's him or others and this Altadena expert. It says, our Altadena expert and myself have reviewed your plans and have the following comments. So that's when they'll come back with the comments. So he got a development standard comment that has to do with his gross structural area. He got a parking comment. He received a residential design standards comment. He received the land use entitlement application saying that he needed that. And then he circled all these fees and he was kind of freaking out because based on his current development proposal and site plan review, he would need a land use entitlement application. And the current cost of that application alone is $1,937. And then he had another proposed GSA is not brought into compliance with section, it's a bunch of sections, and I'll talk about that in a minute. He was talking about the CSD, which is the community standards. So a few years ago, Altadena with the town council set up these community standards. And there's a 16-page document that I'm going to have Jamal bring up shortly, not right this minute, but shortly. And that was so that Altadena wouldn't have McMansions, right? Where somebody buys a lot next to yours and instead of building or adding on just something nice, they decide to build this big old mansion that does not fit in aesthetically with anything in the neighborhood, like we've seen in Pasadena. And I know a few years ago, I think Downey had it horribly, like they were constantly doing that, and in Whittier and stuff. So when all that was going on, Altadena was like, we don't want that. We like what we have in Altadena. And it also it ties into the zoning laws for Altadena, because a lot of people right now are concerned that people are going to buy lots side by side and put up all these huge condominiums and stuff. But that goes against our zoning laws. So people can kind of be a little bit more relaxed on that, because yes, developers are going to want to come in and build, but there are Altadena Community Standards and there are zoning laws that affect Altadena specifically. So it prevents these developers from buying lots, clearing them all, and making them like one big address with a bunch of condos. And I know somebody might say, well, they did it on Palm, where the old YMCA used to be, where we swam. Well, the Y was one huge property, several acres. And after the Y was gone, they had that group home, Benvenidas, whatever it was. And then that is gone. And that developer purchased all those acres and built those single family homes on that lot, but there are about 10 or so. And I know when Brad 20, okay. When we were up there, how many were burned? Maybe 6?
8.
And the rest, 8, okay. And the rest are still standing. But again, that was already a huge lot. It wasn't like they built a bunch of side-by-side lots to put that development in. That lot had been huge since we were tiny tots. And we went there for swimming at the YMCA and for everything else at the Y, that some people don't even know there was a Y there back then. So it was between Emerson and Ewing or whatever.
I think it's Highview and Raymond.
And Raymond, okay, because Emerson's here, then Raymond. Yeah, so in that stretch where all those on the north side, those single family homes, but they're 2-story and stuff are, that's a little bit different because they still built single family homes. They did not build a big apartment complex because they can't. So I know a lot of people are super concerned about that, but there are zoning laws that specifically pertain to Altadena that right now prevents that. And our Altadena Community Standards prevents not only that, but people coming in, buying a lot and building a McMansion. So then this guy, it goes on, there's 2 pages, but some of his community standard modifications are discretionary applications, which take a bit longer to process, is what this letter he posted says, and require a public hearing. Because again, if he wants to change something that's outside of the standards, we have to have a public hearing. And if Altadenians say no, he can't do it. So they were telling him processing times for that, including a public hearing, are generally 6 to 8 months. And the current initial application fee is $3,410. And then it was saying if oak trees are at issue and a permit is required, the type of oak tree permit needed will depend on the proposal. And if only one oak tree is at issue, so long as it's not a heritage oak, because oak trees are our California state tree, they cannot be cut without a permit. If so, you could be fined at least $10,000. And there are different types of oaks. So they told him if it's not a heritage oak, then an administrative oak tree permit would be required, which is a ministerial project and no public hearing is required. The administrative oak tree permit would be needed on top of all other required entitlements. And the processing times are around 8 weeks. And the current initial application fee for the oak tree is $1,847. If more than one oak tree is at issue, or if the tree is a heritage oak, then a discretionary oak tree permit would be required. And that initial application fee is $15,409. And that's around 6 to 8 months. And so he said he was also able to run the proposal by the subdivision supervisor, and they had the following to say. So this person, I believe, was trying to do something else outside of the community standards. And if they're talking about oak trees and subdivisions, he might have been trying to clear a whole lot of stuff he's not supposed to, and would require public hearing. But it was saying the 2 lots in question are dashed line parcels. So they're deed cut parcels. And therefore, certificates of compliance may be needed. If you already have COCs for both parcels, all you would need is a recorded lot tie covenant to finalize the tying of those lots together. Our subdivision sections will research whether COCs are present, and as soon as they hear back, they'll research with those findings. They'll get back to you and follow up. If the COCs are needed, then that's the certificate of compliance. Then the current application fee is $3,103, and then they gave him a link. So he's trying to do some other stuff, and if he has 2 side-by-side lots and may decide he wants to make them one lot and tie them together because they're deed, on the lines, and he's doing something outside of the community standards, like building one big house or something like that, he has to have public hearings, and all of these fees are about $20,000. So I'm super glad to know that there's an Altadena expert, that they are going by zoning laws, and that they are going by our Altadena Community Standards, and they're catching this as people are going through the permitting process. So they're not doing any shortcuts. They're actually fully looking at these plans to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing in our community, because that's super important, right? And then what Allison was saying, when I put this in our Slack, I said, hey, you guys, in case any of the builders aren't fully familiar, right, with our Altadena Community Standards, here they are. And that's the 16-page document if you want to bring up. Thank you so much, Jamal. And then I put this letter, and they said, yeah, this looks like it's for a not like for like rebuild because of the tied together lots, and he wants to do something different. So what Addison did, she did some research on all the permitting fees right now, all the stuff that could potentially affect rebuilders. And she gave just here, I'll just throw these numbers out here. She said, if somebody had a 3,000 square foot home, the current cost is approximately $22,000. For a 1,500 square foot home, the fee is approximately $12,000. And then there are additional review fees for the fire department and the Department of Public Health. Regional planning fees for residential like-for-like rebuilds are $1,404. And then regional planning fees for commercial and industrial like-for-like rebuilds are $1,382. Non-like-for-like proposal fees will depend on the project scope. Regional planning fees increase annually every March. So please check with your regional planning office regularly for more up-to-date information. We're about to be in April. And then with all the potential permits and fees required, she was recommending for her clients, she's preparing getting them prepared to pay approximately $30,000 in all. It could be lower than that, but she says that's what it looks like. And the county has absolutely no intention of waiving any of those fees or to give a discount to anyone, not seniors or anyone else. And it's basically going to be about $2 million in permit fees when this is all said and done, that the county winds at $200 million. I'm sorry, not 2 million, 200 million that they rake in because of all the homes, the 6,600 homes. So that's quite a bit, but the county's got to make their money. And right now, if no one is paying property taxes on the structure, then they got to make it up somewhere, right? Which is why they're not giving discounts or waiving any of the fees or anything. That is as of today, as of yesterday, I'm sorry. Because Allison is checking daily. She got on a flight this morning going up north because she's doing some things with state reps. But that's the latest information that I have. And this community standards document, we do have it. I don't know, Brian, if you were going to upload it and put a link where people could get it from our drive if they want to see it. But even if you don't need as a individual to look at it, as long as your builder who you're going with knows about it, knows you can easily, send them also. It's 16 pages. It talks about everything that they need to know specifically about Altadena building. It talks about the zones. It talks about what they can and can't do. It talks about setbacks. It literally everything that pertains to Altadena is in this community standards document. And I believe that's why the Altadena expert who works for the county planning committee or commission, when they're reviewing the plans before they issue permits or not, they're reviewing it against these standards and what the county codes and regulations are and zoning laws and all of that. And if it doesn't line up with the county stuff and these Altadena community standards, they're kicking it back to you with lots of comments, and you're going to have to fix those things before they issue a permit and you have your permit application fees in and paid so that you can get your permit to rebuild. So I just wanted to kind of touch base this morning on those things, which I think are very important, that some people either haven't thought about or are hearing different, information. But there is a Altadena Community Standards. This full document is 16 pages. There are zones and laws for Altadena specifically, so it doesn't turn into something that we would not like it to. And then just be prepared. And your builder will know this. And, if you have insurance, it might be like you start out with a third. You give your builder who you go with a deposit. And then as the build and everything starts, there's a third release to them. They do a certain portion, then another third, do another portion of the home, and then the final third, which gets you across the finish line to the point of that final inspection, the certificate of occupancy, you get your keys and you get to move back in. So just wanted to chat a little bit about all of that this morning.
So Toni, you had indicated that the builders should be aware of the Altadena Community Standards. Okay, yes. Cool.
And if they're not, they can ask for this from, the Altadena Town Council or whomever, or even us or whatever.
That's cool.
Okay, so no,
just to jump in real quick, you can also, I just uploaded both documents. You can go to AltadenaTalks.com, click on the forms link, and you'll see them. Just scroll down, you'll see both forms. You click it, it'll pop right up. It'll either download or pop right up on your screen. So.
Hey, Carol, I'm looking at your comment, and that's not necessarily the case. I know that my parents I have talked to a bunch of my builders, and one of them being Allison, who is president of the Small Business Builders Advocacy Group, and Melissa Otten, who's with BIA SoCal, who was at our town hall. Prop 13 does cover the additional 10% if you were already covered under Prop 13. If you did not have Prop 13, then and you build 10% or more, you won't be covered under that. If your footprint was 1,500 square feet and you add 10% only, that, and you were under Prop 13, that extra 150 square feet that you're added will be covered. If you go to 111 and above, and this was a week and a half ago, I called the county assessor's office myself because there was some back and forth about it. And I asked specifically Prop 13 questions. And the assessor I talked to said, as soon as you hit beyond that 10%, 111 and above, that will be at a different tax rate. That will be valued at today. But the 10% will be covered under Prop 13 if you had it. If you bought your house outside of Prop 13 later, right, when you're not covered under it, then yeah, you could build 10% up to 120 is my understanding, and you won't be covered under that, and that will be taxed at the current value tax rate. But if you are covered or your home was covered under Prop 13, it has been made very clear that you can go 110%, and that 10% will not be taxed separately. It will be taxed under your Prop 13. You are allowed to do that. So not quite sure what information you got or who you dealt with, but I know that it's going back and forth. It seems like every week, but I've got some documentation on it. I know I've spoken with people. I know my parents went and asked that, and I was with them on Woodbury, and the county assessor's office has made it very clear that that additional 10% over you can build. It does not have to be the exact same floor plan either to be considered like for like with that 10%, because at first they were saying you couldn't build the 10% within your same floor plan, and it had to be specified of why you needed it. Now they said they don't care. You don't have to say it's for a bigger closet or bathroom or any of that. So just to let you know, Carol, things are changing like weekly, but that one, I'm almost 100% sure to tell you that if you were under Prop 13 and you go up the 10% to 110%, that will be covered under Prop 13, and you will not be taxed differently for that. So if we need to talk later or anything like that and you get documentation from us, we can do that as well. So that's about all I have on the Toni Talks show today. Was I wanted to, yeah. If you want, Carol, I'll give you my phone number. I've given it 100 times on here, so it doesn't matter. But you can call me, and later today, I got a meeting in like 4 minutes for work from an actual job that's paying me. And so I got to do that. But later this afternoon, if you want to call me, feel free. And, I'll give you some information on that as well. Thanks, B. I know you put it
Numbers below.
Number is below. Yeah. Yep, good. I'm glad your mom is under that. So that's it for me. You guys have anything else before we close out the show?
No, you can go ahead and do your thing. We're just going to sit here and just BS the rest of the 12 minutes that we have left. Because we're trying to keep this down to an hour, because the Instagram cuts off after an hour, and we're getting a lot of people. I've been popping up the people who have joined. So when you says joined, that means they were over on Instagram. So
yeah, I see.
Special shout out to Roz Toes, to Original Underground Media, that's Brandon, and my boy Lawrence, who I bowled with on Monday nights. I ain't been there in about 5 weeks. So yeah, I'll be back and we can get our winning streak back up again. Just letting you know.
All right. Well, I'm out. Thank you, gentlemen, and everybody else for being on today. I'm planning on having a special guest next week. I've been texting, trying to get confirmation or not, or see what we could do. That is our 50th episode. It happens to be on a Toni Talks Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. That's the end of season 1. But hopefully we'll do some arrangements and get this person on very soon. Some big announcements. with this individual, and hopefully I'll be able to, solidify that and say something in the next few days. But for now,
we don't even know who the individual
Yeah, I was
is.
about
That's
to
how
say that.
secretive
That's
it is.
intriguing,
You
right?
sure
there.
That's all right, though. We don't need to know until
That's
it's
the
time
teaser.
for us to know.
That's the teaser,
Look,
right?
we're gonna be sitting there going, "Who is it?"
So, as I always say when I leave, toodles. And I heard you say that the other day, Brian.
Oh, did I?
I was like, oh, he said toodles. So toodles,
That's what
everybody.
Gidget used to say.
He used to say it?
No, Gidget.
Oh, Gidget.
Remember
yeah,
Sally Fields back in the day?
Toodles. So toodles, have a great rest of the 12 or whatever minutes, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thanks
one.
for joining.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Oh, I almost hit in stream. That would have not been good. Let me just.
Well, actually, would have been. They would have just told everybody, "Okay, go back to your daily lives."
I'm gonna leave the studio. Bye.
All right, later.
Yeah,
So
shall
we got 9 minutes. We don't want to leave our Instagrammers out in the cold like it's been happening. So we appreciate everything that y'all been commenting, showing up on the different platforms and whatnot. And I'm just
You
over
shouted
here
out
doing my
everybody
job. I'm posting it right now. I only shout out the people that I'm pushing up what they're posting. So Roz Toes, I make her laugh when I call her that because it's Roz Toes, but I call her Roz Toes. She even posted it. So let's see. Roz Toes. There's Roz Toes.
Thank you, Roz. We try. Oh, oops, sorry. Something I didn't mention to you guys before.
Well, we appreciate you too. Thank you. We're just trying to keep the peace in the Altadena community.
Yes, indeed.
Roz Toes.
So, hey guys, this is the 45th episode.
45th.
Coming on strong. 45th. Who had 45?
That was Jordan when he came back.
Oh.
So let me tell you the story about that.
Wearing the 4 or 5.
So they were playing Orlando Magic, and Jordan had to wear 45. And I think somebody Anderson on other team said, well, 45 ain't 23 because he was scoring like crap, right? So he came back the next day in the series, and Chicago was getting fined $200,000 a day for him to wear number 23 before it was officially released. He put on 23. He came on with his jacket on the whole time. Didn't show nobody nothing until the buzzer hit. He takes it off. He scored 45 points in 23 shots. Now, how angry do you got to be to keep track of that to show somebody to shut the hell up? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Yeah, but that's the phenomenon of Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So Roz Toes has just posted, and I'm going to put it up here. How can we best support y'all? Well, guess what? There is a link that's a ticker that goes across the bottom of the screen the whole time, and it gives you our Zelle, our GoFundMe, and if you want to just send me some coffee money, there's my Cash App. I like coffee money, especially when I can put Irish cream whiskey in it.
Hey, that's always nice.
Then it's the Irish cream coffee. Yeah, so donate to my Irish cream coffee fund. We appreciate you. Thank you for shopping.
No doubt.
But yeah, so I don't even think we need to even go another 5 minutes. I think we're straight.
I think we are. Tony always brings that value, that good information. I think a lot of people are going to watch that again because I think I'm going to have to watch it again to make sure I get it all.
Well, you can just download the documents if you go to AltadenaTalks.com and go to the forums page.
Very, very good point.
You can see the same documents. In fact, what I love about our team is that each one of us has a certain set of skills. And we own it, man. We're like, bam, bam, bam. Oh, you need that to put up there, girl? No problem. I'll probably be, if I had a longer room, I would just roll my chair by and just hit the button if I went by.
Yes, you would. Yes.
All right. Well, the same way we brought you in, we're gonna take you out. Oh, wait,
Hey.
hold on. We got another message over there. Oh, she got boom on me. She went boom, boom, booyah. All right, hold on. You know I gotta do
Boom,
these.
coffee money is all the sister got currently.
On the
so that
slick.
works for me.
Hey man, I mean, you know, we like whatever we can do. Here's the thing. We're not really asking for money or anything, but it always helps because what we're trying to do is put on events. So the money that you actually shoot us, in fact, Jamal, if you can pull up that, we got about 2 minutes. You can pull up, or actually, I could do it.
Pull up where?
The GoFundMe, but I got it right here.
Okay.
So we have a GoFundMe that has actually been quite generous with providing us with the funds we need. And so we're going to be making a special announcement next week. So there's the full one. So next week, we're going to be making an announcement to show you what we've been doing with the money. So basically, I took this money and I made 2 generous donations to 2 nonprofits. One is called the AltadenaTalks Foundation, which is our own. And the other one is called the Altadena Fresh Start Foundation, which is helping young men that have suffered from the Altadena fires to be able to get their self-esteem back by taking wellness courses, getting grooming, teaching them how to interview, getting them clothing, and helping them out in the workforce so that we can prepare for these builder onslaught when it comes time to be built about these homes. We're going to need a lot of people involved. There's also a couple of other foundations that are going to be involved later, such as the 4F Foundation, which helps felons get back on their feet once they are released from being incarcerated. So all of these things we're trying to do to make it so that you will see what we're doing. That's why we're very transparent. We're revamping the site. It's going to include all of our financials, just everything that a nonprofit is supposed to be to show to stay in compliancy. So with that being said, that's really press release is going to probably be released sometime in April. And we also have another event that we can't announce yet that's coming up on the 26th that we're going to be involved in. It's going to be a really good event because we're going to actually be there live on our stage that is currently being created. So we're going to have a Altadena Talks Travels, and we're going to be popping up places and just having our podcast. We're going to have 1 extra seat so that we can bring guests up and they can actually be on the show with us while we ask them questions. So this is going to be Altadena for you by us, which is also part of you. And we really appreciate the fact that you all, always check us out. We're going to take it out. We got another minute, so I'm going to say goodbye, toodles, like I just did.
Right. I say goodbye to you guys as well. As usual, thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit of time and gaining some knowledge and sharing your insight. So come hang out with us again tomorrow. Have a great day.
All right. Peace out, y'all.